The Census Bureau is wrapping up its count as early as next month, which is actually earlier than was previously scheduled to deliver population tallies. Now, the census is incredibly important. Even the Constitution mentions how the census needs to tally the entire population of the United States, including individuals who are undocumented. But look, the count was supposed to be completed closer to the end of the year. They're gonna end it a lot sooner, and that's a bad sign. So Census Bureau Director Stephen Dillingham announced measures meant to accelerate the completion of data and apportionment counts by our statutory deadline of December 31st, 2020, as required by law and directed by the Secretary of Commerce. In order to meet that deadline, he says that field data collection will conclude by September 30th. A team of experts are examining methodologies and options to be employed for this purpose. Now, staff at the Bureau says that this is actually far from possible, but Dillingham says, no, it can be done, it can be done. And look, this disagreement here is important because there is, I think, justified speculation that undocumented immigrants will not be counted in the census. And if that happens, it does give Republicans an upper hand. It negatively impacts certain districts in certain states when it comes to federal funding. And that was definitely noted in this Politico piece. So let's talk a little bit about that. Nearly 63% of all households have completed the census thus far. So that's not nearly enough, we need more. We will improve the speed of our count without sacrificing completeness, Dillingham argues. The Bureau will provide awards to employees in recognition of those who maximize hours worked. But a July 2019 executive order by the Trump administration asked administrative agencies to collect data on undocumented immigrants in order to provide counts that states could use to draw state legislative maps that did not include those people, right? So, and a presidential memorandum from last month instructed the Census Bureau to calculate apportionment counts, the number of congressional seats each state will have in the next decade without undocumented immigrants included. So that was a little long-winded, but the point here is the Trump administration and Republican members of Congress have their eyes on the prize, which is what can we do to rig this electoral system in a way that benefits us. And that would negatively impact Democrats who are running against Republicans in certain places. According to the University of Virginia Center for Politics, a count that did not include undocumented immigrants would mean California would lose 2 House seats, not the 1 seat the state is projected to lose in the next decade. Fast-growing Texas, increasingly a competitive state, would gain 2 seats instead of 3. New Jersey would lose a seat. So it gives you an idea of what would happen electorally if, first of all, undocumented immigrants don't vote. So that's not something that we're considering here. It's just how the districts are drawn based on the population in those districts. So that's how you would lose certain seats depending on how the census is conducted.
So it just continues. The game continues. They're coming at us from all angles, and we're sitting around thinking that being apathetic is the way to go because nothing's going to change. And the only thing that changes is the only way we'll get change is if we demand it, not ask for it. So I mean this. I don't know. I'm done. And I don't know about you, but just from the first story to the last, it's them coming for the people. And I don't understand why people don't realize how serious all of these things are. You can spend 5 hours on Instagram, you can tweet all day long, you can watch your favorite TV shows that are streaming, you can, binge a show. But you can't fill out the census for a few minutes. These are the things that we have to start pushing, because all of these little acts make a difference. And because we think that they don't is why they weaponize them against us.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.